Hello there, and I'd like to welcome you to my very first ASMR video. My name is Don't Blink ASMR, but you can just call me Tay or Taylor. I don't mind, either one's fine. Um, so, I was recently told that when I talk in a calm voice, it's very relaxing and it sounds like it could be nice for ASMR, so I thought, well, why not? I'll give it a shot. So, with me, I have a book. It's one of my favorite books from my childhood, and it's a bunch of fairy tales. I thought it would be nice just to not do anything fancy and just read aloud from some of my very favorite fairy tales when I was a child. So, let me just open up the book. I'll set it down and flip through the pages. Don't know if you can hear that. I think that I will go with my favorite story when I was little, and that was The 12 Dancing Princesses. Okay. And all of these stories have a moral to them, as do most of the fairy tales that we grow up with. So, here it is. Long ago, there lived a king who had 12 beautiful and clever daughters. The princesses all slept in the same huge room, with their 12 pretty beds in a row. The king loved his daughters, but he was becoming concerned about what they did each night. Even though the king carefully locked the doors of the princesses' room every night, the next morning he found the princesses tired out of sorts. More puzzling still, their tiny silk dancing slippers were worn to shreds. Every day the king had to order 12 new pairs of silk shoes for his daughters. The next morning, when the king begged his daughters to explain why they were so tired and pale, and why their dancing shoes were in shreds, the princesses merely murmured, "Beloved Papa, we have been sleeping peacefully in our beds all night." The king thought of a way to find out the truth. He issued a proclamation declaring that the first man to solve the mystery of where the princesses went to dance every night would choose a wife from among them. However, anyone who tried to discover the princess's secret only had 3 days and 3 nights to succeed. It was not long before a prince arrived at the palace to try his luck. The king made the young prince feel welcome. The prince was led to a smaller chamber next to the princess's bedroom. The door between the 2 rooms was left open. The princesses could not leave without being seen by the prince. When the princesses filed into their room, the prince gladly accepted a cup of wine offered to him by the eldest princess. In no time, he was sound asleep in his bed. When the prince awoke the next morning, the princesses were asleep in their beds. The prince was dismayed to see 12 pairs of worn-out shoes. The next 2 nights, the same thing happened. The king was angry and banished the prince from the kingdom. Many other princes met the same fate. The king began to despair of ever finding out where his daughters danced at night. Then one day, a poor soldier came limping along the road. He had been wounded and could no longer serve in battle. He had no sooner sat down by the side of the road to eat some bread and cheese when an old woman appeared, all dressed in rags. "Won't you have a bite with me?" said the kind soldier to the woman. He offered half of his simple meal. "Where are you going?" asked the woman. "I am going to the city to find work," replied the soldier. "Perhaps I can find out how the princesses wear out their shoes." The old woman surprised the soldier by saying, "Heed my words. Do not drink the wine that the princess offers you. Pretend to fall asleep, and take this cloak which will make you invisible. You can follow the princesses and discover their secret." The soldier didn't know what to think. He thanked the old woman and continued on his way. The soldier put on the cloak and discovered that it did indeed make him invisible. He headed at once to the king's palace, where he was made welcome. In the evening, the soldier was led to the little room next to the princess's bedroom. Soon, the eldest princess brought the soldier a cup of wine. He pretended to drink the wine, letting it trickle into his scarf. Then, he pretended to fall asleep. When the eldest princess heard the soldier's snores, she quietly said to her sisters, "He's as foolish as the others. Make haste. We must get ready for the ball." The 12 princesses chattered and laughed as they dressed in their best ball gowns and jewels and arranged each other's hair. Only the youngest sister felt uneasy. "Something just doesn't feel right tonight," she said. "Don't be such a little goose," said the eldest princess fondly. "The soldier is sound asleep. He won't wake up till morning." When the princesses were ready, they put on their dancing shoes. Then the eldest princess tapped on the bedpost 3 times. Her bed sank into the floor and became a long staircase. The eldest princess stepped down into the opening of the floor. One by one, her sisters followed her. The soldier sprang out of bed and threw on the cloak. Then he followed the youngest princess down the stairway. Because his leg was lame, the soldier stumbled and stepped on the hem of the youngest princess's gown. She shrieked with alarm. The princesses and the soldier continued down many flights of stairs, until at last they came to a forest of marvelous silver trees. Then they came across trees of gold and trees of diamonds. As they passed each forest, the soldier reached up and broke off a branch from each kind of tree. Every time a branch cracked, the youngest princess cried out, and every time the eldest princess reassured her that there was nothing to worry about. The 12 princesses hurried to the edge of a beautiful lake. There, 12 princes waited them, in 12 little painted boats. Each princess took the hand of a handsome prince. The soldier quickly hopped up onto the boat with the youngest princess and her companion. On the other side of the lake stood a splendid castle. As the beautiful little boats approached the castle, a fanfare of trumpets announced the arrival of the 12 princesses, and fireworks lit up the sky. The princes and the princesses stepped into the castle, where beautiful music welcomed them into the ballroom. The princesses danced with their princes for half the night. Soon, the princesses' slippers were all worn out. The princes rowed the 12 princesses back across the lake, and this time, the soldier rode with the eldest sister. The princesses bade their princes goodbye and promised to return the next night. Then, the princesses hurried back the way they had come. The princesses were so tired that they slowed down at the top of the last set of stairs. The soldier was able to dash ahead of them, throw off his cloak, and jump into his bed. The princesses dragged themselves into their room and put their worn, tattered shoes in a row. The eldest princess checked on the soldier to be sure he was asleep and said to her sisters, "We are safe." With that, all 12 sisters fell fast asleep. The soldier wanted to see the forests and the castle again, so he followed the princesses the next night and the next. The 3rd night, the soldier took a golden cup from the castle to show to the king as proof. The next morning, the king sent for the soldier and asked him, "Good soldier, have you discovered where my daughters dance their shoes to shreds every night?" "Your Highness, I have," said the soldier. They sneaked down a hidden staircase. Then they walked through 3 enchanted forests to a beautiful lake. 12 princes take them across the lake to a castle where they dance the night away. The king couldn't believe the soldier's story until the soldier showed him the golden cup and the branches of silver, gold, and diamonds. The king called his daughters, who admitted the truth. The king told the soldier to choose one of the princesses to be his wife. The soldier had already decided that he liked the eldest princess best. She was clever and spirited as well as beautiful. For her part, the princess thought the soldier was clever and kind. The soldier was given royal garments to wear, and he and the eldest princess were married, and the wedding guests happily danced the night away. Now, that was one of my favorite stories when I was little. And the moral of the story is kindness. He was kind, the soldier, I mean, because he gave the old woman the cheese and bread, splitting his meal with her, and then, in turn, he got to marry a princess in the end. Yeah, well, I really have nothing else to say other than I really do hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back again, hopefully sometime soon. But until then, sweet dreams.